Hi and welcome to Winners Corner. This Sunday we have one of the finest races all year at Östersund racetrack. The UET Trotting Masters Final takes place in race 10. And of course we also offer a V75 round to this great sports day. What one could have expected though, maybe Harry, is a few more international guests in this fine race, even though I have to say that, of course, Ridley Express, Propulsion and Cyberlane are three of the best horses in the world. But what do you think?
Yes, I think this field is amazingly strong. But just as you said, there are possibly two exceptions, Bold Eagle and Aubryon de Gers. If those two were in the field, I would say it's the greatest field we've ever seen in the last 10 years. And that I really mean. This is a world-class field. And the nice thing about it is the favourites are all Swedish, and that really shows how strong Swedish harness racing is. I've said for a long time, as a South African, Swedish harness racing is the best in the world, and make no mistake about it, they are.
We'll get back to that race in a little while, but for now we start in race 5, which also equals the start of the V75 round. It's a race for mares, and it holds that held 6 horses, but now since number 5 Double Exposure got scratched, only 5 horses left. But you've managed to find something of value for us despite that fact.
Yes, the favourite is a strong favourite. There's no question about it. In Toto Sund, I think, will win this. But I looked for something that could come second and give us a good payout for the Quinella. And even although it's a small field, I've been watching Gin Weasley. The form is rising all the time. And the race she did last time, she's definitely going to be there in the second place, I see it. And a good Quinella there, maybe 4 or 5 times the money. And that's good value in a five horse field.
Certainly is. So we start off there with a Quinella bet suggestion on horses. Number 1 in Toto Sund and number 3, Gin Weasley. And with that, we turn the page to race 6, which equals the second leg in the V75 round. And here I know that you're going to give us another show bet. Tell us about it.
Yes, it's a horse too that I followed a long time, and I know that Per Lindruth, it's Donna's Am, number 8. I followed this horse, and I know that Per Lindruth holds this horse very, very high. It just hasn't blossomed out completely. But have a look at this race. He's starting to show what we all knew he had, and that's capacity. He carries on fighting to the line, and I see him as a really, really good show bet in a very big field, and we'll get a really good payback.
Very well, thank you for that one, Harry. And we stick with the show bets, but now we move to race 7. And it's a sprint race over 1,640 meters. And number 3, Com Milton, seems to become the favorite. But as I mentioned, you have another show bet for us.
Now I'm going to use the pun. I hope you don't think I'm flogging a dead horse. But I've gone for Chapter India 2 times in a row now, both times finished in the placings when I thought she would win. But I really feel it's got a really good chance again now to take a show in a little stronger field, but certainly might give a reasonable payout for the show. I'm not scared. Why I'm going for the show is I feel it's always safer to go for something that you know that you're going to get at least something to win back. And in my case, I believe I've been pretty good at show bets, and so that's why I've given you a bit of a show this time.
A show bet there in race 7. And now we move on to the daily double, and we have it in races 10 and 11 as usual. And DD1 is the big event of the day, the UET Trotting Masters Final. 2 million Swedish crowns to the winner. Ridley Express is the big favorite, despite the fact that he got beaten in his last 2 races and by Propulsion when they last met. But he's your winner here.
Definitely. I've had reports from the stable. We watched this phenomenal race. There are no losers here. Propulsion gets up on the line. We're watching Ridley Express with Yuma Contio on the inside. What a battle. I mean, you can't honestly say that that is not world class. And Ridley Express disappointed the 2 weeks after, but the stable felt that everything was okay with Ridley Express, but maybe it had taken out more than they had expected. It was a yielding track, that 3,140 Orbi Stura, and he needed time to recover. He's ready now. He's chomping at the bit. As I say, I have good connections with owners in the stable, and Ridley Express tomorrow is my bet. Interesting to note too that Bjorn Goop is driving, and I thought, why isn't Yoma Contio driving? There's a very, very good reason. They're preparing for the Prix de l'Amérique to win it again, which Bjorn Goop won. Yoma Contio, I feel for him, but Bjorn Goop will probably be driving in the Prix de l'Amérique. That's the reason.
Okay, then, and we move on to the second leg in the daily double. It holds 15 mares behind the gate, and Eubank number 7, Romance Amok. How come?
Because Jörn Mercantio's up. Yes, Jörn Mercantio, Tim and Emus. This is a really top-class filly. It's an open fillies race. You've got to choose one or many. And I've gone for 7, Romance Amok. And I think we could have a romantic evening together when we get the double.
And here we see that your daily double system for this Sunday contains one combination. The V75 round this Sunday, it holds some pretty big favorites, and let's check out, Harry, how you make use of them on your V75 system. We can see that you have 3 bankers. We've already talked about 2 of them. That is number 1 in Totosund and number 3 Ridley Express. Please tell us something about your third banker, number 1, quite right in the 5th leg.
Yes, it's certainly not a favourite by any means. Bjorn Goop up there as well. He's in phenomenally good form. I've looked at quite right here. We see him winning very easily, and I think I'm quite right in selecting him. Although, as I say, I don't deny there are favourites like Dardanos in the same race, Kimby Crown, but I think quite right shown me enough, and he's got a really good draw, and that's really what makes it for me.
The only race left now that we haven't talked about is the 4th leg, and it's a race for cold-blooded horses over full distance. 12 of them gathered behind the gate. And from taking a look at your system, we see that you think that this is a tricky one to solve.
A very tricky race to solve, and as you can see, I've taken quite a few. Art Nokver is obviously the favourite. 2 Brew Viking is definitely one I'd include. 10 BW Stura. You can carry on. I mean, you can take them all. One that I don't want you to leave out is number 5 Fender. Whatever you do, don't leave that one out of your system. And 1 Pave Fax is also an upset.
980 combinations for this Sunday's V75 system. Our website is swedishhorseracing.com, and with that we wish you the best of luck with your bets to this Sunday, but more than anything, enjoy this fabulous race day at Östersund Racetrack. Bye-bye.